What's going on, everybody? I am back with a video. I wasn't planning on making a video on this just because I felt like a lot of people had already made response videos and a lot of people were talking about the cheating and the banning and all this stuff. I just think it was necessary, but I keep seeing videos popping up of these creators, of other creators talking about how, there should be zero sympathy. And then there's also these other creators that are saying, oh, well, I did it, but here's the justification, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to go ahead and throw my opinion in the ring and just talk about this because it's actually, the more I see this, the more I get really annoyed, honestly. So just a couple of things. First off, there's been a lot of talk about how this is happening, and I'll just go ahead and talk about what I've learned after researching it. So there is obviously the third-party transactions, the black market, if you will, and I believe Youre Mobile went over there and showed emails from his own inbox from these type of third market distributors that are trying to get people to promote their product. I've also gotten several of them. Every creator that has any sort of following in pretty much any mobile game is always going to get those types of emails. Those are spam. You ignore them, or you are promoting a black market business and promoting cheating within the game and completely ignoring Blizzard's EULA, which is, again, completely against the rules of the game. It is cheating. And so we do not do it. I've never done that. I completely ignore those emails and they just get sent to spam now. Now, there's also another way that you could go ahead and get these transactions done. So those third-party programs, sometimes they are going to use stolen credit cards. That's a small portion from what I understand. Some of them just give you discounts and they do it some other way. And then there's also a whole nother version of this. And this is something that I don't think a lot of people have spoken about. So I will mention this really quickly. And to me, it's on the same magnitude. It's not worse or better. All of this is bad. It's all cheating. It doesn't matter what type of cheating it is. It's cheating, right? So to me, it's all the same. It doesn't matter how it happens, but just to inform you all, there seems to be some sort of loophole was a loophole where they could basically charge Apple and then send Apple a fake program or fake ID, and then Apple will send you the resources in the game, but then Apple will not be able to go ahead and take that money and send it to Blizzard or their cut. And so basically what happens is you get the resources, Apple thinks you paid, or the Google Play, and then no one gets anything but you, and you get the resources from the game. It's basically like a free orb, so you're just getting infinite orbs. Again, cheating, it doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if you're stealing from Apple. Doesn't matter if you're stealing from Blizzard. Doesn't matter if you're stealing from some person. It's all cheating. Stealing's bad. I don't know what kind of concept this is where people are saying, oh, well, it was stealing from Blizzard. It's okay. No, it's not. It's just stealing, guys. It's just so silly to me that this is even talking about and somewhat justified in any sort of matter. And honestly, the fact that I keep seeing videos about this, posts, people sympathizing with these types of people is just absolutely absurd. And then I want to talk about another thing, and that's people are sympathizing with their losses, their sort of investment that they made. We got people saying, oh, well, I invested, I don't know, $30,000 into the game beforehand, or I invested $10,000 into the game beforehand. I tried to get 3K resonance, whatever it was. I've seen it all. And they're saying, well, at that point, I realized that it was, too expensive. The game was too expensive, or I realized that the grind wasn't getting me anywhere. 3K resonance wasn't enough, or even more so, they were saying, well, now all that investment is lost. I was trying to do content on the game, or whatever it was. It doesn't matter. I don't care what your reasons were. I don't care what investment you put into it. That's like saying, oh, well, you see, what happened was I decided to go ahead and pay my taxes fairly for my business, or I decided to go ahead and pay my rent fairly for my business. And then, you know what? After, 2 months of doing that fairly, I decided to go in the next 2 months with just scamming them. And then you don't expect to be removed and that investment that you put in completely removed? Of course you do. You don't put an investment in and then, expect it to be completely fine if you completely ignore the entire rules of the whole system. And again, this is so asinine for people to sit there and tell their audience or tell whoever they're talking about, which, I'm not going to link any of the videos or any of the posts or anything like that because they don't need any evidence or any popularity on any of their content because they are just cheaters, and because they've done it once, they're going to do it again. So I just don't understand where people are sitting there like, oh, well, they were such an investment. Like, it's such a big loss to have our whole clan or our top 3 members out of our clan. No, it's a gain. Your clan has become better now that those cheaters are gone. It's not that you have a loss in your clan because you've lost a couple 5k whales. No, you have gained something because those 5k whales that were cheating are no longer in the game or no longer able to party with you. They should be removed. They shouldn't be sitting there running around, and you should be sympathizing over losing them. The only reason they're sorry and the only reason you're sorry is because they got caught. If they weren't caught, you'd be sitting there laughing your butt off, going in battlegrounds with 5, 6, 7k residents and hitting those people who are free to play. Those players like myself that have actually put money into the game and went through the actual process. You can see here, I don't have negative orbs. Why? Because I spent $100 per pack, every single pack that I've done. And I don't have any sort of third-party black market program where I'm, loop charging Apple with zero money, or I'm not doing any of that stuff. And so the only reason you're enjoying this at the time is because, well, guess what? You paid to beat players. You don't need to put an investment in this game to make content. You don't need to put an investment. You paid, or you wanted to cheat because you wanted to feel better about yourself in the game and actually beat up some players that have been playing fairly. There's no other reason. There's no justification. There's nothing like that. You broke the rules. You got punished for it. And now you're trying to look for sympathy because you got caught. Nowhere else would you have ever done anything like this if you didn't get caught, because you know what? You are a cheater. That's just what it is. And then it's like, I just don't understand. There isn't really much more to say about that part. But then I see this other asinine justification where it's like, well, they didn't do it initially, and so now they're doing it. They're doing it now, which seems weird. They should have just, policed their game, or they should have been on top of things. No, they can do whatever they want, whenever they want, if you break the end user license agreement, which you did. You cheated. They could do whatever they want, because you cheated in their game. If I'm sitting here and I get banned by false reports, I'm going to fight that because it's false reports. If you get banned and then you sit there and say, yeah, well, I use this loophole with Apple and I charge back or whatever it is. And then you say, but I had an investment in the game and they should have done it sooner. Now it's just a little silly. It's like, no, they can do whatever they want, whenever they want. If you're cheating, it doesn't make this doesn't make any sense. They obviously it's obviously not a easily solvable problem because it's spread across almost every single MMORPG / any pay to win game out there because of how massive these black market companies, black market deals are. And so it's clearly not an easily solvable problem. That's clear. And so it took Blizzard some time, and I don't blame them for that. And what I do blame Blizzard for, however, is the fact that these guys aren't banned. Your investment should be completely gone. You should be out of the game. You shouldn't even have to log in. There should be any situation where these players could do anything with their account, their entire account, not just Diablo Immortal. They shouldn't be able to play Blizzard. They should be completely locked out of everything that they've ever owned on their Battle.net account and should not be able to allowed to create a new one under the same email, under that, all that stuff. Everything should be gone. And the only way they get it back is if they were to pay everything back, whether that's some other way. That's how it should work. They should be able to play completely fairly, and everything else should be removed. They shouldn't be able to play, StarCraft. They shouldn't be able to play Diablo 3. They shouldn't be able to play, and none of that. It all should be gone. They shouldn't even be able to log into Battle.net. That's how it should be handled. And I'm a little disappointed that Blizzard hasn't done that. However, from what I've seen, it does impact them a decent amount. But I've also seen that some people with negative orbs have not all the same restrictions, at least from what I've seen some other posts and some other content out there. It should be banned. And there should be no sympathy for these guys. I don't get this. And I don't understand why people are putting out content, justifying what they've done. It's absolutely asinine. It's the most foolish thing I've ever seen. And it's honestly, like, again, I wasn't going to make a video about this, but it's so silly and so irritating that we have these people in our community like this. And you have people in our community defending them. It just doesn't make any sense. So again, really basic stuff here. They cheated. They should get banned. Doesn't matter what investment you put in. You cheated. You should lose it all. That's how it works. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you think these guys should be banned as well, or if you think it's funny to watch them not be able to play the game and not be able to party, and then have them being the laughing stock. You know what I think they should do? If they want to keep them in the game, they should not let them do anything, and then they should just give them a big dunce hat, put them on a head, and then they walk around like, yeah, I'm a negative orb player, something like that. Just absolutely troll the heck out of these guys, because that's all they earned. They earned this. They sat there. They cheated. They earned whatever punishment that Blizzard decides to give in the game. So thank you for watching. I'll see you for the next one.